Hello and welcome to another episode of Get to Know My Network. Today, I am super excited to share with you this woman. She is like so strong and tenacious. I've learned so much from her. I mean, we met at high school, and you follow people on Facebook and you don't speak to them for years, and then 3 years ago we end up chatting because I just really wanted to find out like what she was up to and about exhibitions and how to do all these things. And we connected on like a totally different vibe, but you'll hear all about it in the next episode with the amazing Shahieda Van Der Schyff. So Shahieda, thank you so much for allowing us to come into your home and for putting us into your busy schedule. I'm going to get straight into it, and I know that you run an events company. What is it called and what does it do?
Thanks, Candice, for coming out today. Firstly, the company is called Global Events South Africa, which was established in 2005. And prior to that, I was in events, but more into sort of the gifting element of things and it sort of progressed from there. And then in 2003, I decided that I wanted to take it to the next level. You know me, I'm all about pushing the limits, and I was done with my corporate functions and weddings and 21st and all of that. Not that when I say done that I felt like I've done everything under the sun. I just felt that I could push myself to the next level. So just randomly we sat one night, and like me and my husband and my kids normally do, we absolutely love food, and my life revolves around eating. And the concept came about of hosting a food show. I wasn't too clear at that point exactly what I was going to do or in which sector in food I was going into, but I knew that that's where I wanted to dive into. We came up with a concept called Chocolate and Candy. I hosted it at the Cape Town International Convention Center, and I must add that I was not only the youngest Muslim female at the time that hosted her own show. So there was kind of not a lot on my side at the time. And to top it off, I had a very, very small team. But that's really what birthed Global Events South Africa, was going bigger and with bigger concepts. That Pacific show, I won't lie, I didn't know what to expect. I dabbled into everything that I knew, and it was super successful. We saw little over 20,000 people, to be exact. It was 19,700 and something odd over 2 days.
Sure.
It was amazing. And that lit a fire in me, and that made me realize that, hey, you've got something, and I wasn't sure whether it was the event management or planning aspect of it, or if it was really my sales or marketing ability that I had, because really it cultivates on all those levels. And after that very, very successful show, pat on the shoulder for the credits that I got after that, but I managed to actually start a cancer fund for my mom at Red Cross Children's Hospital, where we donated 20,000 Rand to that Pacific fund. And so it gave birth to the new life in events, but also the fun that I now could nurture and be the face of as well. And that got a lot of corporate companies paying attention to me. And at that time, there was another company that was coming up. They were obviously in existence before I was. And that Pacific show was called the Factory Shop Expo at the time. And they were also growing and evolving, and they were looking for someone to head up their shows for them at that point. And I believe there were a lot of people that they were keen on working with, but successfully I actually landed that deal. And to date, I've actually become the owner of that Pacific show. So originally worked on it, became a partner, and I actually own that show today. So yeah, that's being Global Events Live. And I don't know if a lot of people know, but you've actually worked with me on that Pacific show. Candice has been my stage manager, and she's done a lot of background work. I know I can be on the weekend at events. But yeah, I think you kind of know what I do on the floor in terms of events and what it's like. Not sleeping and stressing from setup to actual production days and things like that. Yeah, so we do the expeditions, but we do, like I said, we obviously do sales as well. So if companies need us to sign up vendors for their show, that's an aspect that we do as well. And then obviously marketing, advertising, and branding as well.
So everybody knows the event side, Shahieda, the events organizer. Tell us, or tell me, or tell them one thing it is that you think that they don't know.
That's a really good question, Candice. I think there's so many aspects to me as a woman and as a mother and as a wife. But I think if the one thing I'd really like to get across in this interview with you would be the fact that my driving factor has been, and it's a super close topic to me, has been my mom, and the fact that I've lost her at a really, really young age. She passed away literally months after I was born, and she obviously suffered with cancer. She had lymphoma, and she died at the tender age of 25. So my entire existence has been to not only honor her legacy, but to make her proud. So a lot of people ask me, oh my gosh, you're like only 32 and you've got 3 kids and you're doing this and that, like you need to chill. And I'll be like, no, when you lose your mom and at such a young age and you realize that life is so short, her dying at 25, really, what were we doing when we were 25? It kind of makes you want to live in that sort of fast pace and trying to just tick off goals all the time, and that's literally been my life. So I think what a lot of people misperceive is like Shahieda's jumping from A to Z and not like sticking to a thing. If anything, it's the complete opposite. It's literally just trying to get through everything that I think I need to do before I don't have that time. And I really just feel like time is not on my side. So that has been my driving factor, and also just once again writing that book. People were like, you're rushing through this, take time. Like, I needed to do it within that time frame. And I'll mention later in the interview why that was so important to do it within that time frame, because there were certain people that were in that book that I knew that I was losing as well. So I needed to have it completed. So my whole life has just been like a super rush of completing goals, but I think I've successfully done that.
Amazing. It's amazing just to watch your work, and I think when we reconnected, that was the thing that stood out for me, because I love doing lots of things. And I think that's where we are similar.
Yeah.
And to see that you could do all of that by now 32, it was inspiring to me, and it made me just. It was one of those things where you're just sitting and you think about, okay, but I can't be this busy. But Shahida's doing it. But Shahieda did so much more, and so it's okay.
Yeah,
just
I know a
going.
lot of people seem to think that that's a negative thing, and like everybody expects you to live to their expectation, and I've come to realize that no one has the same life plans. Everybody's got your own thing, and you've got to live within your own space, and that's what worked for me, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
So you mentioned the book and about your mom. Tell us a bit about your mom and how the book came about.
Well, I have to start by saying that everything that I know about her has come through hearsay. And obviously, because I was about a couple of months old, the only thing that I know is pictures and what I've been told about her. And so what I know is that she was an extremely vivacious and super strong, confident woman. And she too got married really young to the love of her life, my dad. They were like high school sweetheart type of thing. They were married for about 2 years. They had my sister, and the big demon came along, which is called cancer, and kind of turned their lives upside down. she quickly then realized that she was fighting this huge battle and she wasn't going to give up, type of thing. She did everything in her willpower to succumb the illness, and she was also told within that time period that she would not conceive because they had put in radium pins into her body. So off she went and she was doing all her thing, and about a couple of months into chemo and radiation, and she was on morphine at the time as well. Just a normal nurse did a regular test and they discovered she was pregnant. And she was like, how did that happen, type of thing. And that's how life is always, hey? Life's always throwing that span in the works, type of thing. And she just then decided that she wanted this baby. She was going to stop chemo, stop radiation, stop all pain relief, and basically go cold turkey. And when you hear a story like that, you're like, wow, you sacrificing everything, in essence your life, for another life, and that life was mine. And so to me, that's a pure miracle that I'm here today, because there was no 100% test or anything that they could give her to verify that what she was doing was going to give her a living baby at that point. So, I mean, and as we all know, cancer is painful. And to go through that not knowing the outcome is super hard. So I needed to honor her the best way I knew how. And yes, it does make me super emotional about it, because you can't replace someone for that. No book or no life legacy can. But I mean, I've tried. So yeah, it's been just my lifelong dream to do that for her, and including the fund, and the fact that the fund got recognized in 2015, and she has a gold placard in the garden of remembrance, has just been everything to me and my family. Whew. It's tough. You know, when losing a parent at any age, I feel, is painful. But when you live, going through life, knowing that your mother or your father sacrificed their lives for you to live, how can you possibly want to live an ordinary life? I needed to make her known, and what she had done and what she had sacrificed, and that had forced me to live so openly, and live on TV, and live on radio, and on social media, and do these big shows, and constantly push myself, and start the fund, was all to let the world know her story, really. And it's just been an honor for me to walk in her footsteps and be able to let the world know.
And you're doing an amazing job.
Thanks.
And I'm sure she is so proud of you.
I hope so too.
No, not she is. Because, yes, it's not just her story, it's yours too. Okay, so now that we've managed to get ourselves back and compose ourselves, what are the plans for you and for the events company for 2018?
Okay, quite a few exciting things happening. Currently got a show that I'm planning for an external company that will be taking place in April. So we've got the whole global events team working on that. It's quite a big show, and because it's got a few aspects in there of a full-on cook-off kitchen, including stage and entertainment, so it's a pretty big show. And then shortly after that, Factory Shop will be having a big announcement in July. I'm not going to dabble into too much, but it's going to be super amazing. And hopefully everybody that's attended Factory Shop in previous years will come back and enjoy the new and improved
Digital Expo. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice,
2018. I'm also been doing a lot of motivational talks, and because I got involved with a few cosmetic brands. Usually my involvement regarding them would be in marketing or advertising, and recently became a face of a brand as well, which was super cool. So I do a lot of motivational talks with them, especially when they have launch parties or women motivational events. I usually, come in and do a talk or two type of thing. So yeah, I've been super busy. And then obviously, one more thing, Global Events will also be doing a lot of smaller events towards the Cancer Funded Red Cross.
Okay.
And then I'm also started a fund called the Alzheimer's Walk to Remember Foundation, which is in honor of my late grandmother. And we will be doing some type of like fun walk. I hate saying big walk because it's not really kind of like a big walk. Anybody in any fitness level will be able to do this. It's kind of really just trying to make awareness for Alzheimer's care. And let me think, am I forgetting anything else? Oh yeah, and then I will be doing just a few voiceovers for some radio companies as well.
Okay, so busy year ahead.
Trying to keep myself busy and obviously present in my life. And like I said to you previously in the interview, it was all about completing or ticking off those boxes, as I said to you previously. And I think a lot of people have like these major goals, like they want to climb Mount Everest or whatever the case may be. For me, it was a lot different. It was like day-to-day goals type of thing, and I'm happy and I'm complete and I feel as if I've achieved everything that I wanted to achieve. And I think there's like minimal little thingies on that list, that one being maybe getting more fit. Other than that, I've done everything, and that makes me feel so wholesome and good inside as a person, I feel. And I'll let you know if I come up with another goal list. But for now, I mean, I'm super good and I'm in a great place. And I'm just super excited for Global Events South Africa and the Miracle Book and the fund, the Red Cross Fund. And excited to working with yourself and other people going forward.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to go into the last section, which is, so what I usually do now is I ask the guests what they do for fun, but clearly your work is your fun. So I'm going to tweak a little and say, what do you do to relax? Because you're so busy. How do you find that balance for yourself?
Well, when I left school, I actually studied cosmetology. And very super humble beginnings. And one of my subjects that I super loved was massage, actually. And I realized that I was super in tune with the anatomy and physiology of the human body, and that dabbled into a field of holistic therapy. So I actually am a qualified holistic therapist and have my master's degree in Reiki. And I furthered my studies in becoming a yoga, tai chi, meditation instructor. And so obviously when you have those skills, thank God, because life is super stressful, and with what I do and having kids and stuff, that has really been my gift, I think, in everyday life. Just being able to switch off at night and take that, that moments to myself, or day-to-day life, the kids just not feeling well, or hubby maybe coming home and just feeling drained, me being able to share my energies with them, or to align them in terms of their chakras and stuff like that. That's just been a super gift. And so that's really what I love doing, to relax.
Awesome. I think the part that stands out the most for me, and what I've learned from Shahieda, is that you should never let your circumstances determine your outcome. I think that just listening to everything that she's been through, literally from the day she was born to where she is now, and how she's just been strong through it all. And even when she's not been strong, she's surrounded herself with strong people. She's surrounded herself with strong situations that literally brought her out of it. And having a conversation with her, I mean, I just had a conversation with her now, but we've sat evenings and just chatted and spent hours chatting. I mean, you'll see probably from the beginning of this interview till now how I've literally just calmed down, because that's the effect that she has on me. And I learned so much from her, from the event side of it, when we met and we spoke about what my dreams were and my goals, and how she ends up helping me and showing me a side of myself I actually didn't know existed. And yes, it's exciting to see, or for me to see what is going to be happening in 2018. And yes, you should watch too. There'll be possibly some big events coming up from her side and from my side. And so yes, so this is definitely a tribute to her for showing me a side of myself and for calming me down. And yes, exciting stuff ahead.